Does God exist? Atheists versus believers. Have you ever looked up at the stars or watched a sunset and wondered, is there really someone behind all of this? Or is it just nature and chance at work? This is one of the oldest debates in human history. Does God exist? On one side, we have the believers, people whose faith gives them purpose, morality, and hope. On the other, atheists, those who say there's no convincing evidence for God, and that science and reason provide better answers. Today, we're diving deep into this debate. From the ancient philosophers who first questioned the gods, to the modern movements that keep this discussion alive. Let's begin. 1. A brief history of atheism. Atheism isn't something that just popped up in the 21st century. It has ancient roots. In Greece, over 2,300 years ago, the philosopher Satyrs, Epicurus, questioned why a loving, all-powerful God would allow evil and suffering to exist. His problem of evil still fuels debates today. In India, certain schools of Hindu and Buddhist thought challenged the idea of a creator altogether, focusing instead on natural laws. In the Islamic Golden Age, thinkers like Ibn al-Rawandi and al-Ma'ari openly doubted religious dogmas, risking backlash for their ideas. The real turning point came during the Age of Enlightenment in the 17th and 18th centuries. Science was advancing rapidly, and some philosophers began to argue that the universe could be explained without invoking God. David Hume questioned miracles, calling them unreliable. Baron d'Holbach, in 1770, wrote The System of Nature, flatly declaring that God was a human invention. Fast forward to the 20th and 21st centuries, atheism became more organized and public. In 1963, Madalyn Murray O'Hair founded American Atheists after winning a landmark case that banned mandatory Bible reading in U.S. public schools. In 1967, Anne Nicole Gaylor co-founded the Freedom from Religion Foundation, advocating for the separation of church and state. Then came the New Atheist movement in the early 2000s, led by Richard Dawkins, Sam Harris, Daniel Dennett, and Christopher Hitchens. Their books, debates, and media appearances challenged religious belief head-on, reaching millions of people around the globe. 2. The believer's perspective. Believers span countless religions, but most agree on one thing. The universe, life, and morality are not accidents. They see evidence for God everywhere, in nature, in human consciousness, in love, and in the feeling of purpose that faith provides. For Christians, the Bible presents God as the eternal creator, personal and loving, yet just. For Muslims, the Quran describes Allah as the all-powerful sustainer of everything, without equal. In Judaism, God is the covenant maker, guiding his people through history. Even outside the Abrahamic faiths, many religions see divine power as central, from the many gods of Hinduism to the universal spirit in certain native traditions. Subscribe to our channel and God bless you. Believers often point to personal experiences, moments of answered prayer, miraculous healing, or inner peace that they can't explain in natural terms. For them, God is not just a theory, he's a living presence. 3. The atheist's perspective. Atheists reject the belief in God for many reasons. Some see a lack of empirical evidence. They won't believe in something unless it can be tested and observed. Others focus on science, pointing to the Big Bang, evolution, and cosmology as explanations for the origins of the universe and life. Then there's the problem of evil. If God is all-powerful and loving, why do we see so much suffering, injustice, and natural disaster? Not all atheists are alike. Strong atheists actively claim that God does not exist. Weak atheists simply lack belief without making a definite claim. Agnostics occupy the middle ground, saying we can't know for sure either way. Some atheists find meaning without religion through humanism, focusing on human welfare, ethics, and progress without supernatural beliefs. The numbers: who believes and who doesn't. Globally, about 76% of people identify with a religion, while 24% are unaffiliated, a category that includes atheists, agnostics, and the spiritual but not religious. China, Czechia, Sweden, and Estonia have some of the highest percentages of atheists. Meanwhile, countries in Africa, the Middle East, and Latin America remain overwhelmingly religious. Interestingly, in the United States, religious affiliation is dropping. About a quarter of Americans now identify as having no religion, a big shift from previous generations. 5. Where the debate meets. The heart of this debate isn't just about science or scripture, it's about how we find meaning. Believers see purpose as given by God. Atheists often see purpose as something we create for ourselves. Both sides have valid questions to wrestle with. If God exists, why is His presence not clearer? If God does not exist, where do morality, beauty, and consciousness come from? 6. My take. I think this debate will never truly end, and maybe it shouldn't. Atheism has pushed humanity to think critically, to test ideas, to rely on evidence. Belief in God has inspired countless acts of kindness, moral reform, and artistic beauty. One challenges, the other comforts, and both shape our world in powerful ways. Whether you lean toward faith, reason, or somewhere in between, the most important thing is to stay curious, listen deeply, and never stop asking the big questions. So, does God exist? That's for you to decide. But here's my challenge. Before you settle on an answer, hear both sides out. Explore, question, and think for yourself. Whether you believe, doubt, or don't know, share your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more deep dives like this, hit that like button, subscribe, and join me next time as we keep exploring life's biggest questions.